It's 7:50 in the morning, and I haven't been to sleep yet because I can't sleep because there's something on my mind. Um, First, I'm gonna tell you the story of how in June of this year, just a couple months ago, me and my family, my two older brothers, my parents, we went out to dinner as a family. And we hadn't done that in a while because my brothers and my dad, they always got in these fights. So we went out as a family. And we had this great time. And my mom took my brothers to their friend's house after we got home. And my dad comes in the kitchen, and I turn my chair just like this. Talk to my dad face to face to be polite and not ignore him for my friends or whatever. And he told me that the matter was very serious and that him and my mom were getting a divorce. If you can hear that squeaking in the background, it's my pigs. I have to feed them. My guinea pigs. Anyways, but my dad told me that they were getting a divorce. And my whole world literally came crashing down. Like, bam. Like, one of those, like, big traumatic experiences, like, scenes you weren't expecting in a movie, and it just hits you, and then you break down and cry because it was that, like, impacting. That was me with my dad. I started crying. I told myself that I wasn't going to, that it was for the better, but the reason I started crying is because my brothers were old enough to move out of the house. My mom has a night shift job, so she sleeps during the day and she goes to work at night. So pretty much I'm home alone all day, even though she sleeps during the day and she's right in the room, right across from where I'm sitting. And like the reason it hit me so hard is because I have a phobia called monophobia, and it is an acute fear of being alone. So when my dad told me that they were getting divorced, the first thing that went through my mind is, oh my god, I'm really going to be alone. And I freaked out, and I didn't want him to leave because he moved to South Dakota the day right after my birthday on Father's Day, and he left to South Dakota to be with his sick, dying mom. Two days ago, he called me, and 39 days before that, he had called me on my brother's birthday. And it wasn't even to talk to me to see how I was doing. It was to talk to me about moving down there with him, going to South Dakota to live with him. And 2 days ago, he called me to talk about school and all that, and I was laughing and smiling. He was making me smile. And the reason I was laughing and smiling was because I didn't want to tell him how I felt, because my dad is thick-headed. And I can't tell him that I feel like I'm not important, because he'll take it the wrong way or just tell me that my feelings don't matter like he has my entire life. My feelings don't matter. Like, he'll look at me and he'll go, Brittany, I don't care. And, like, if you know me, that's my real name. I'm not Selvaina, I'm Brittany, but I go by Selvi. That's just who I am. But he would be like, Brittany, your feelings don't matter. Or I'm the parent, you're the child, and I will speak, and you will just listen, and you will never speak, and blah, blah, blah. So it's not like I can be like, Dad, I feel like you're ignoring me, like you don't want me around. And I've never felt like my dad's accepted me. Like, that's one of my other fears, is being unaccepted. I don't know the fear for that one. I'm not going to even look it up. But my dad's always like, oh, I support you in this, this, and this. And, my mom doesn't understand everything I'm interested in. My dad pretends to. My mom just doesn't get it. And she won't listen when I explain it to her, so I just gave up explaining things to her. But my mom tries to accept as much as she can. And my dad, who pretends, I feel like he really doesn't care what I do or where I go in life, because I feel that he doesn't accept me. So not only do I have monophobia, I have the fear of being unaccepted as well. And since not a lot of people accept me in the first place, that fear just kind of goes on and on. So my monophobia, the reason I'm making this video is monophobia is the acute fear of being alone and having to cope without a specific person or perhaps any person in close proximity. This closeness might mean in the same house or flat or even in the same room. Anxiety care has encountered monophobics who cannot even use the bathroom without another person being there with them. I'm like that. Like, in my own home, I can use the bathroom by myself. But, like, if we're out at the store, like at the mall or something, or, like, at school, I'm like, will you please come with me because I don't want to go alone. I hate going alone. You know, I always feel like something's bad's going to happen to me or everybody's just going to disappear and I'm going to be alone. You know, it sounds silly, but it's not. It terrifies me. So my biggest fear is monophobia, the fear of being alone. And what I just want to say for about 2 or 3 minutes is I have this fear and I may feel like I'm unaccepted and I may feel like not a lot of people accept me, but I know who my true friends are and I know the people who love and care about me will always be there for me through thick and thin, through the good times and the bad, and I won't ever be alone. And I'm not alone. And if you feel like you're alone, you're not alone either. So, this is me with no makeup on, almost in tears, telling you that I feel alone. I have the fear of being alone. I don't want to grow up alone. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't have anybody. I had no friends. I had imaginary friends until I was like 10. And I pushed myself to talk to my now best friend, who is my sister now. But I didn't have any friends. I had one girl who was a friend, and I had boyfriends, but they were just part-time. I moved around a lot as a kid. I never moved to a neighborhood with lots of kids. I was alone. I didn't have anybody, and I don't want to be alone. So, if my video greatly depressed you, then I did my job well. But that's my fear, being alone. There's a dream that I want to achieve in life. And it's not like a personal goal or anything. It's just this huge dream that one day, and it's kind of like a personal goal, that one day I will be able to get a group of people as a support group, and we can be there for all the kids who ever felt alone, whoever feels alone. And I want to be like a halfway house, pretty much. And I want to accept them into my arms, and I want to be there for them every day so that they never have to feel alone. Like, they can always trust somebody. They can always go to somebody, because I feel alone. And with my dad gone, it's even worse. And with my mom working all the time, I can't take it. So if you're watching this and you're thinking that I'm crazy or that I'm not pretty or whatever, and you're not even listening to my message, then I hope you live alone. So this is me talking about my fears. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make a happier video so I don't greatly depress everybody. See ya.